Check this out. Freelance writers in Kenya may be contributing more to academic research than we know. For a fee, Kenyans are increasingly writing assignments for students abroad.
Yeah, and clearly this academic outsourcing raises all kinds of ethical issues, but writers, they're just saying the money is too good to turn down. VOA Nairobi correspondent Gabe Joselow delves into what's going on right under the noses of some U.S. college administrators. Take a look.
Agri Iso has been in the academic writing business since 2010. As a freelancer, he can work wherever he wants. He gets his assignments through websites that post requests from students around the world.
This one is writing. Then the course level here is college, level 1, 2, freshman or a sophomore student. And then the topic category is business.
What about the ethical dilemma that seems to be inherent in something like this? Was it difficult to get some of these Kenyan writers to admit to you that they're doing this?
Yeah, definitely. Everybody we spoke to had who were actually writers, had a bit of a dilemma about doing this kind of work.
Pauline Chepkwani is a former academic writer and University of Nairobi graduate with a degree in sociology and a master's in international affairs. She struggled with the ethics of doing this type of work.
If you look at it from a moral or ethical perspective, it's it's not right.
But she says the pay was good, and in the end, it helped her to be better at her own studies.
They're making money off of this, so how much money are we talking?
A couple thousand shillings, which is between $25, $30 for assignments. It varies on the degree of difficulty, on the subject, on the amount of time that you have to complete the assignment. So potentially you can make hundreds of dollars a week. One guy who ran a service said he knew of people who are making thousands of dollars a week because they were just taking on so many assignments or farming their assignments out to other people.
In your piece, you talked about an Indian student who was trying to get into a Western program.
That's right. Well, it's often students, what we were finding out was that it seemed to be students who were studying in the United States or other Western countries, but who didn't speak English as a first language. There was a request for a woman from India who was seeking help to write an essay to get into a nursing program. And this was a really weird example because it was actually a first-person essay where she was supposed to write about her experiences and why she wanted to get into this program and make it very personal. So a writer in Kenya ended up taking the assignment. He said he had to go online and look up all this stuff about India and basically just assume the role, pretend he was an Indian woman trying to get into a nursing program. So it can be really surreal sometimes too.
Right, so as a Kenyan man trying to basically present yourself in an essay as an Indian woman, I mean, how do you do something like that? That requires, like you said in your piece, a lot of creativity, doesn't it?
He just tried to look up what he could, just tried to pretend that he was this woman and just went for it. I saw other assignments that were, strictly creative writing assignments. There was one where students were supposed to imagine conversations between two astronomers, Galileo and Kepler.
Are there any efforts, Gabe, on the university side to crack down on this?
Not that I heard of from the Kenyan side. Again, it's all a little bit under the radar. I can't say for sure whether it would be banned, but it doesn't seem like anybody's doing anything illegal from the Kenyan side. Again, from the side of the requesting students, it's definitely violates a lot of academic rules.
So Gabe, how was it that you even found out that this was happening?
Well, it's interesting. We have a producer here who works with us in the Nairobi bureau, and she went to the University of Nairobi and told me just while we were talking kind of offhand one day that she used to have friends that went to university with her who would do this type of work. So I said, that's such an interesting story. I really want to get into it. And I think we got some really interesting voices from Kenya, but the side of the story that I'd really like to hear more about would be from those students who are making these requests in the UK or the United States or wherever. Because it'd just be interesting to see what makes them want to do this, how pleased they are with the service. It would be difficult to talk to them because they are in violation of academic rules, but I think there's a lot more to this story that would be really fascinating to explore.
Yeah, there definitely is a lot more to explore here, and of course we want to make sure to say that we are in no way encouraging people to get involved in this on either side, the students, the Western students, or the students in Africa writing these papers, but we will continue to follow any and all updates from Gabe.
And as they say in our business, stay tuned for that.